Gravestone.
Pickaxe and a spade, floor and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest as meet.
There's another. Why may not that be the skull of a lawyer? Where be his quiddities now? His qualities, his cases, his tenures, his tricks? Why must he suffer this rude knave to knock him about with the sconce of a dirty shovel, and not tell him of his action of battery? This man could, in's time, be a great buyer of land, with his statutes, his recognizances, his fines, his double vouchers, his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines, and the recovery of his recoveries, to have his fine pate full of fine dirt? Will his vouchers vouch no longer for his purchases, and double ones too, than the lack of a dirty sconce? The conveyances of his land will hardly lie in this box, and hath the inheritor himself no more? Huh?
Not a jot more, my lord.
Is not fine parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord, and of calfskin too.
There are many a sheep and calves that take great assurance in this. I will speak to the fellow. Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest as meet.
I think it is thine indeed, thou dost lie in it.
And thou liest out it, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it to be in it, and say it is thine? 'Tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away gain from me to you.
What man is to be buried here?
No man, sir.
What woman, then?
None neither.
Who is to be buried here?
One that once was a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is! We must speak by the card, or the equivocations will undo us. These 3 years I have taken note of it, Horatio, that the age has grown so picked that the toe of the peasant has come so near the heel of the courtier that he calls us Kai. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
For all the days in the year. I came to it the day our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the day young Hamlet was born, he who is mad and sent away to England.
Aye. Mary, why was he sent into England?
Because he was mad. He will recover his wits there, and if not, 'tis no great matter.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him there, for there all the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, Ian when losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. I myself have been sexton here, man and boy, for 30 years.
How long must a man lie in the ground ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he dies. As we have many pocky courses nowadays that scarce hold the laying in. He will last you some 8 or 9 years. A tanner will last you 9 years.
Why he more than another?
Why, his hide is so tanned by trade that he will scarce let the water in. Your water is the sore decay of your horse and dead body. Why, here is a skull that is laid here for 23 years.
Who was it?
A horse and mad fellow. Can you guess who it was?
Pray, I know not.
A pestilence on the mad road. He once poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head. This skull, sir, was the skull of Yorick, the king's jester.
This?
Even that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how aboard in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung the lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your gibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriments that were wont to set the table a-roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, quite chapfallen. Now, take you to my lady's chamber. Tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that.